Hi, my name's Jamie, and I'm just going to share with you how I came to faith and why I believe in Jesus. It started growing up. I used to go to church just because we had to get into the school that my dad wanted us to go to, and I used to enjoy it. It was good fun playing games and all that. Um, but during that time, there was a point where my granddad died, and it really just shook me. And I always remember going to church and they were just like, "Oh, it's okay, God's with you, it's God loves you," and all this. And it was just like, how could He love me if He had allowed my granddad to die? And that really just pushed me away from God and believing that God is true. And I just grew up this after that deciding that, you know what, it's a load of rubbish, because why would He allow someone that was actually really important to me in a time where growing up I didn't have a great relationship with my dad, and it was quite a rocky upbringing, and he was just constant, and that had gone. So, yeah, I decided there and then that God isn't real. Uh, After that, growing up, I just got into a lot of trouble at school, a lot of trouble outside of school, and I kind of became this not really nice person that you'd want to be with. I had a lot of anger issues, and I just didn't care. I was happy just to do what I wanted when I wanted, and that's all that mattered. And at school, I was getting into a lot of trouble, and I was close to being suspended. And they tried to work with me on how could we change this. And one of the things they decided to do was to give me a student to look after. So there was this new lad who'd come in from South Korea, and they charged me with looking after him. And I really didn't want to do this, but you know, we got to know each other and we became good friends. And as part of his way of saying thank you for just looking out for him at school, because he was getting bullied a lot and I got into a lot of trouble sticking up for him, his parents offered for me to go out to South Korea for the 6 weeks holidays. So I went out there, and it was just a massive culture shock to me. Being a northerner who's never really left the country, it was just a big, wide opening of the eyes, and there was so much that just stood out to me. And while I was out there, I realised, you know what, the respect that people had for their elders, and the challenge just to do that. And while I was out there, I fell ill. My lung collapsed around my heart, and I was rushed into hospital. And Song, my friend's dad, was just constantly saying, "It's okay, God is with you," and that was really annoying me, because I was just like, "Well, no, because it's not true and it's rubbish. I wouldn't be in this state." And I just remember one of the scariest things there was not understanding what the doctors were saying and what they were giving me to help me. And I just remember saying, "Okay, God, if you're real, then do you know what? I don't want to be healed. I just want to know what's going on." And I remember that I got quite restless, and I was getting quite fidgety with them and wouldn't allow them to give me anything. So they actually gave me something to put me to sleep. And I just remember waking up one morning with someone pushing my knee into my chest and then being quite rough with me. And I was like, what's going on? And this doctor was there, and then he opened his mouth. And what they'd done is there was an American doctor who'd come in to use their operating theatre, and he got him just to come out and explain to me what was going on. I came back from Korea and I started just exploring that and seeing what it was, whether this was something for me. And I decided, okay, I'm going to give it a go. And this meant changing a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of times where I struggled because I just felt like maybe this isn't real, maybe it was just coincidence. But I remember one thing that just made me realise that Jesus was true. And I was off driving off to a convention over the weekend that I was just going to go help and be a part of. And I remember as I was driving there, my brakes failed, and I moved the car and tried to put it somewhere safely and crashed it. And the fire brigade and all that came out. And I just remember them saying, "I don't understand how you've walked out of it with nothing, because you smashed right through the car battery and you should be dead." And it was then that for me I really realised that, do you know what, there's some things that can't be down to chance, that someone's got to be watching over me. And from then on I just knew that, do you know what, Jesus is real and Jesus has been helping me so much. And that is why I follow Jesus.